3. Deductive logic versus inductive logic. Let us go back to the two arguments from the previous section. A 1. There is smoke. Therefore, there is fire. A 2. There were 20 people originally. There are 19 persons currently. Therefore, someone is missing. There is an important difference between these two inferences, which corresponds to a division of logic into two branches. On the one hand, we know that the existence of smoke does not guarantee ensure the existence of fire. It only makes the existence of fire likely or probable. Thus, although inferring fire on the basis of smoke is reasonable, it is nevertheless fallible. Insofar as it is possible for there to be smoke without there being fire, we may be wrong in asserting that there is a fire. The investigation of inferences of this sort is traditionally called inductive logic. Inductive logic investigates the process of drawing probable likely, plausible though fallible conclusions from premises. Another way of stating this: inductive logic investigates arguments in which the truth of the premises makes likely the truth of the conclusion. Inductive logic is a very difficult and intricate subject, partly because the practitioners experts of this discipline are not in complete agreement concerning what constitutes correct inductive reasoning. Inductive logic is not the subject of this book. If you want to learn about inductive logic, it is probably best to take a course on probability and statistics. Inductive reasoning is often called statistical or probabilistic reasoning, and forms the basis of experimental science. Inductive reasoning is important to science, but so is deductive reasoning, which is the subject of this book. Consider argument A2 above. In this argument, if the premises are in fact true, then the conclusion is certainly also true. Or, to state things in the subjunctive mood, if the premises were true, then the conclusion would certainly also be true. Still another way of stating things: the truth of the premises necessitates the truth of the conclusion. The investigation of these sorts of arguments is called deductive logic. The following should be noted. Suppose that you have an argument and suppose that the truth of the premises guarantees the truth of the conclusion. Then it follows logically that the truth of the premises makes likely the truth of the conclusion. In other words, if an argument is judged to be deductively correct, then it is also judged to be inductively correct as well. The converse is not true: not every inductively correct argument is also deductively correct. The smoke-fire argument is an example of an inductively correct argument that is not deductively correct. For whereas the existence of smoke makes likely the existence of fire, it does not guarantee the existence of fire. In deductive logic, the task is to distinguish deductively correct arguments from deductively incorrect arguments. Nevertheless, we should keep in mind that, although an argument may be judged to be deductively incorrect, it may still be reasonable, that is, it may still be inductively correct. Some arguments are not inductively correct, and therefore are not deductively correct either. They are just plain unreasonable. Suppose you flunk intro logic, and suppose that on the basis of this you conclude that it will be a breeze to get into law school. Under these circumstances, it seems that your reasoning is faulty,